Hey everybody, welcome to Press Pause, the video game nerd show, level 2. Where are you going? You're chained. What's up, people? This is the video game show called Press Pause.
It is.
How are you doing? I'm okay.
I'm okay too.
All right, we're both okay, even though he's chained to the desk. My name is Carlos Rodella, and you are Matt Chandra, and you're here all week.
I am. Can you feed me today?
Today, you might get a little food.
Okay.
Depends. Ask Scott Jones. I don't have any.
I think I got a sandwich. We'll
you have some
out.
donuts, I remember.
Cool.
I already ate those. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Game news!
Ah, you got me again.
I got him again! That's 2. I'm fine. I'm happy. This is Tuesday, so we're going to do game news. And the first piece of game news is what everybody's talking about, or we were talking about last week, was the Xbox update.
Yeah.
For the Xbox 360. And I was literally waiting to like midnight. I was like hoping that I could like get it that night.
Right.
Because I was excited about the ESPN.
Right, of course, yeah. I think that's going to be a big draw for a lot of people, really.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have cable, you can now watch some sports on your 360.
It's pretty limited, actually.
It's limited. It's basically college football.
Yeah.
There's definitely NBA, though. Yeah. Because so anything that's on ESPN is going to be on.
Right.
But then the other half of the games are split with TBS. Yeah. So you can't get those ones.
I was going to say, like, I wonder, like, you know, once it gets into playoff season and everything like that, how limited it's really going to be. Because then you have things like, you know, the other channels, the local sports stations and whatever, buying out all the rights.
Right. And like, was it CBS or one of them have like, you know, the rights to the finals.
Right.
So then you're screwed there. And the Monday Night Football wasn't there when it launched because NFL really isn't there. There's an NFL section, but you can't actually see any games. It's just like NFL presents this little thing about the NFL.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited about for it. What did you think about it? Did you
I just
play around with it yet?
Yeah, I have actually. I've had it for a couple of weeks. We got a little bit early, and I just really enjoy the interface. It's super clean. Like the old Xbox interface, the blades was awful, you know, and then they cleaned it up to the most recent one, and it's been a nice change. And this one just takes it that one step further. It's like they're more and more getting to a minimalist design approach and realizing that they need to get the interface out of the way of the content as quickly as possible. Yeah. My one gripe is that there's still no good way to find Xbox indies.
Well, we were going to talk about that, so we segue. Yeah. What, Scott? You had something first?
No, I was just about to segue into it, but you already did it for me.
Yeah, it's buried in a sense. I mean, you still go to the game section, and it's not in the main game demos.
No, you don't even go to the game section anymore, though, because it's in the same section where the avatars and stuff.
Right, it's like a specialty section.
Yeah, the specialty section. Yeah. Exactly.
It's really annoying. I don't understand why they keep burying the Xbox indies, because there's some great games in there, and a lot of them are free or really, really cheap. I think all of them have to have demos, so you can try before you buy. And there's just so much great stuff in there, and it's the only place that people have this kind of community access to a console environment. And I just really think that Microsoft is shooting their community and shooting themselves in the foot by not making it like really prominent right there, when you go to the game marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I was talking to someone, they were talking about PlayStation, how they don't do that. They put all the kind of independent games next to the more new releases.
Right.
They don't just really bury them.
Everything's just up there right on the front page. I still don't really like the PlayStation Store, but you know, whatever. At least it's there. It's side by side with other games. Yeah.
And especially with all the newer indie games coming out right now, there's some incredible ones. People are spending a long time developing for. We're going to review one later in the week. Mistima, I can't ever say it. But there's some really, really great stuff in there. So shame on you, Xbox, for that. But yeah, in general, I like the interface. I think it's smooth, very almost Apple-esque in a way, you know, kind of clean.
Yeah. Get the
I dig
interface
it.
out of the way.
Also, funny little thing, Netflix has search on it now, which is interesting.
Which is nice.
Which is nice, and you start searching for a couple, you know, letters of the movie, and you can find it pretty quickly.
Yep.
And then for some reason they integrated the trailers better. So like when you're watching it, this is for Zune. The Zune Marketplace has trailers interfaced nicely.
Oh, okay.
So then before you actually buy something, that was my gripe of, you know, I don't remember if I remember this movie or, you know, what's this about.
Right.
So that's in there. So agree, we like it.
Yeah. Definitely. The new Xbox dashboard is well worth having for free.
Sexiness. Yeah, I know. It's well worth the buy, which you're not buying it.
Right.
Next piece of game news is a piece that you're involved in, or you were involved in DC here.
Yeah.
This is California Game Law Supreme Court hearing.
Yes.
You were at, actually.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger versus the EMA. It's on Tuesday, November 2nd, this last Tuesday, they just started the opening arguments, and Area 5, my company, we were hired by the ECA to go and film the rally that the ECA was throwing. And yeah, there was a pretty good turnout, but the case itself is actually really, really important because it's a free speech issue.
It sure is.
Yeah. And it started out by California state legislator Leland Yee created a bill that was supposed to protect kids from purchasing violent video games. And of course, you know, the ECA's argument is that, and the EMA's argument, since it's Schwarzenegger versus the EMA, and the EMA is the Electronic Merchants Association, so it has to do with a lot of game retailers, you know, and that kind of stuff. And anyway, the EMA and the ECA both make the argument that the rating system is already in place, it's the best enforced, and it's the most comprehensive of any of the content rating systems that are out there.
Oh yeah, the entertainment systems. Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of people think that the rating systems for movies and the rating systems for music are laws, and that they're federally enforced.
Yeah.
But they're not.
And the one for movies is weird. It's like that little group of people who meet secretly. I watched a documentary on that. That's really
this
weird.
movie is not yet rated?
Yeah.
So, that's a good one.
Awesome.
That's a good one. So anyway, it's a really important issue. It's about protecting games as free speech because this law uses the language deviant. So it's trying to protect people from buying deviant content. What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's like a huge slippery slope argument.
It's a slippery slope, and also, you know, I guess they originally used it for the pornography, you know, argument, right?
Right. But I don't think they actually used the words deviant. I think it was something else.
Oh, really?
So
that is weird that they used it for video games.
If they did use it for, I think you're right. I think they did use it for pornography, but it's
maybe and they just say, oh, we'll just put it over here to make our case bigger.
Exactly. And
so this is silly because, like we were talking before the show, you know, it's just a different method of delivering content.
Right.
Video games are a different method.
Right.
Technology changes. This argument happens every time. Like, oh no, this is going to ruin our children. You know what I mean? And we need to have something in protection. But like you were talking about, what's that example with the vampire RPG?
Oh yeah, there was a guy there. He was a member of the IDGA, which is the Independent Game Developers Association, and he is a game developer who worked on Vampire the Masquerade, both the pen and paper version, the pen and paper RPG version, as well as the computer role-playing game. And he was saying if this law passes, and he held up both, he's like, this pen and paper version won't be outlawed even though it has all the same violent content, the same sex and everything in it, but the video game version couldn't be sold, you know.
Which is a broken thing.
It's a broken thing.
Yeah. So, video games should be protected the same as books and movies and everything else.
It's a free speech thing.
Yeah. So if someone's interested in checking out where they could learn more about it, where would they go?
I would go to the ECA.com. They are actually on the forefront of this. It's really important that your voice be heard. I mean, a lot of gamers just kind of want to play their games and move on, but this stuff is happening whether or not you think it is, and it's the kind of thing that could prevent the games that you love playing from ever being made.
Yeah, which would be, and we want different, as gamers, we want different experiences. We want the limit not to be there. You know,
and you want, and you know, being a little bit older and adult, you want grown-up experiences.
Right, us grown-ups do.
Right.
Darn right. Game news story number 3 is about Namco Bandai laying off 90 people and then heading right back to Japan.
That's so crazy.
What is this about? This is I guess, what's his name? Carlson Choi?
Choi? Looks like
right?
Choi.
He says, we are partnering with external development studios out there because that is where the game business is going. What does that mean?
I don't know. I
think the U.S. has a pretty big game business.
Does he mean that they're only partnering with Japanese game developers, or are they partnering with American game developers too?
I mean, that just sounds like he thinks that the Japanese game developers is where it's at, you know,
right? Which doesn't make any sense to me.
Because if anything, it was the other way around. I thought.
Exactly. Well, that's why Keiji Inafune from Capcom, he quit recently.
Right.
He was done, and he's been a really outspoken critic of the video game industry in Japan and the way that it's going.
Yeah. Anyways, unusual. Pac-Man's leaving, so that's happening. Also, I just mentioned, I saw this before this morning here on Kotaku, a new smartphone that's a 3D smartphone called the Galapagos.
The Galapagos.
How can you say it so easily?
Galapagos.
I can't. Oh.
Like the islands.
Yeah,
right. I've never been there. I'm sorry.
You know, Darwin, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's a phone coming out from Sharp, of all people, and it's a 3D smartphone, glassless, and they're talking about being
glassesless.
Glasses. What did I say?
You said glassless.
It has no glass.
It has no glass in the phone. Yeah.
I think there is glass in the phone. Yeah. It is glassless. Yes.
Glassesless.
Glassesless. Damn it! I don't want to say it anymore. Yeah, they want it to be. They're talking about being a rival to the Nintendo 3DS.
Right.
Because there's some pretty good games that they're talking about coming out for. Resident Evil, Pro Baseball, Mega Man.
Nice.
Ghosts and Goblins, And then 3D movies, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Watching 3D movies, because the televisions are a ways out.
Right. I'm really curious if this is the same technology that's going into the 3DS.
Right.
Yeah. And
is it
kind of
copyrighted? Like, is it a
patented thing? Yeah, who knows? And it does blow my mind actually that a phone is going to have a 3D screen that's going to be available to you before TVs really are affordable.
I mean, it's a smaller screen, so it's cheaper.
I guess so,
but still, it's weird. I mean, would you buy? I mean, we wouldn't talk in the same sentence about Nintendo game system and a smartphone.
No, normally you wouldn't. And it's like I'm really skeptical. I was really skeptical of phones as gaming devices until I got my iPhone. So I don't know. It's like but I don't need the phone part.
Right, but without the controller.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's just a piece of game news for you. That's it. Yeah, Galapagos. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Awesome. We are also doing a contest, and you should join the contest because you might win these things. There's a bunch of keychains, really cool little mushrooms from the Mario Brothers series. And this is called .com, but actually follow them on Twitter, .com, and then say, hey, I want my keychain. And you could win one, because that's what we do. And that's going to do it. If you have a piece of game news you want us to follow or talk about on the show, go ahead and tweet us on that thing. It's the Twitter.
Yay.
And I'm on the Twitter, and so are you.
Yes, I'm on the Twitter as
and
well.
so is Scott Jones, actually.
I am, yeah.
Yay,
he has one.
Scott.
There he is.
Follow the Scott.
Yes.
And tomorrow we're going to talk about new releases, so come back, and he'll still be here.
I know. Feed me.
Oh, yeah, we got to do that.